Go to Kyoto, a city with a 400-year history of tea ceremony. The tea ceremony of the Urasenke, one of the main schools of Japanese tea ceremony, which was roots in the 1400s by a Buddhist priest. During the flowering of Higashiyama culture, with its strong emphasis on beauty and simplicity. The ideal freestanding tea house is surrounded by a small garden, having a path leading to the tea room. Along the path is a waiting bench for guests and a privy. Originally, it was created so that visitors would not have to walk over the mossy ground. In this way, the flat stepping stones serve to preserve the grass, as well as orient the viewer to a specific visual experience. Stepping stones are placed in varying intervals. Although they create irregular paths in various patterns, the placement of the stones is calculated and precise. The gardener places the stones carefully with respect to their relative shape, color and size. Trees and plants are essential to giving a tea house garden a mountain ambience. With that in mind, make an effort to use plants in their natural state rather than plants that have been trimmed and pruned, and also try to use plants well suited to the local climate. The Chumon, middle gate divides the double tea garden into an outer tea and an inner tea garden. Guests await their host in a waiting area in the outer tea, that is like a way station on the path to a mountain village. After the host greets them, guests and host pass through the Chumon, and into the inner tea, with its mountain scenery. The tsukubai or stone water basin is one of the most important and essential elements in a garden. Here, guests wash their hands and rinse their mouths to purify their body and spirit before entering the tea room through a small, the square door called Nijidiguchi, or crawling in entrance, which requires bending low to pass through, and symbolically separates the small, simple, quiet inside from the crowded, overwhelming outside world. The Nijidiguchi leads directly into the tea room. In fact, the tea ceremony begins before entering the tea house. Each step the guests make across the garden takes them another step away from the mundane, and another step closer to the extraordinary world of tea ceremony. Japanese gardens are often divided into three main styles. The Roji is the garden path that leads to the tea house, and is designed to make it seem like guests are entering a different world. Uekuma, a long-established store of gardeners in Kyoto, who mainly works and manages the Roji, a tea garden of the Urasenke, the main schools of Japanese tea ceremony. This is a young man who succeeded his father's work. Under his great father, he worked hard to master the traditional technique of the tea garden Roji.